was traffic jam on Broad Street outside our studios.
Nice to see you, actually.
You all done?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I'm not.
There's lots of time.
Oh, yeah. 24th, that's me. I'm in the mall ripping around.
No NHL tickets under the tree this year, though, huh?
No, not under the tree this year. Not in 2013 either. Hudson, it's more likely that the world will indeed end tomorrow than this NHL season being saved. The league announced today the cancellation of another slate of games. The schedule has been wiped clean through to January 14th. So this is likely the last batch of games to be axed. Commissioner Gary Bettman has said that the league must play a 48-game schedule for it to make sense. If there is no resolution in the coming weeks, and the next announcement from the league will be to cancel the entire season. We have now lost 50% of all our games, and for those keeping stats at home, that works out to 625 games gone. Well, Gary Bettman is probably off a few Christmas card lists this holiday season. He is, however, about to receive a letter from a group of rec hockey players and Greater Victoria businessmen who are threatening to go on strike if the NHL and Players Association can't sort themselves out before January 26th. But what does a fan strike look like? Well, here's Jordan Cunningham to tell us.
Some of them look like NHL players, and for brief flashes, even skate like them. They can even talk like them.
We just got to get back to our game. Our game will happen. That'll be the game, you know.
You guys need a full 60, obviously.
Absolutely. We have to give 120%.
These rec teams get together every Wednesday to play the game they love in front of nobody.
The stands are empty when we play every night, but we absolutely love it.
One thing they don't love is being shut out of watching and enjoying NHL hockey. They're businessmen, tradesmen, teachers, even former politicians, and they've had enough.
Simply put, it's our game. It's not anybody else's game except for the fans.
Since there's no seat at the bargaining table beside Bettman and Fear reserved for the fan, these beer leaguers have issued a deadline. If the puck doesn't drop by January 26th, they're swearing off NHL hockey forever and spreading the word.
We're going on strike, and you know, we know lots of people just in this area, but it's the social media that's really going to help us out with this whole thing. People aren't going to put up with this, and it's going to hurt the NHL.
Well, I'm really hoping they do read it, because we sent it registered mail to both parties, and if they don't read it, you'll see a group of guys here probably never watch NHL again.
Just don't go to games, any NHL apparel.
Not only do they want to see a resolution, they want to be part of the process.
I think the fans have a bigger stake than what they're representing. The NHL come to all the municipalities and all the cities asking for protective services, asking for infrastructure, and that's on the backs of the taxpayers. And you can't exclude taxpayers from negotiations that impact their daily lives.
The only thing that can stop this level of hockey is when the goalie breaks his stick. His brand new stick he just bought on the way to the rink.
Did you just get that tonight?
I did, yeah.
You can't take that back now.
I sure can.
It's from Costco.
Now that is solid hockey economics. In the end, owners, players, and fans are after the same thing. They're even speaking the same language.
Take a little piece back, you know, and hopefully turn some heads, you know. And once the heads are turned, maybe we'll get the game back, you know.
Jordan Cunningham, CTV Sports, Langford.
Well done, Jordan. There's at least one NHLer playing hockey tonight. Edmonton's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and his Canadian juniors taking on Finland in pre-tournament tune-up. Malcolm Subban got the nod in net, and you really can't blame him for the game's first goal. It comes on the 5-on-3. Subban can't get across fast enough to beat Marcus Granlund's slap shot. 1-0 after one. Canada gets even in the second on the odd man rush. The first shot is stopped, but the juicy rebound finds the stick of Griffin Reinhart. That's what we like to see. We like this too. 36 seconds later, Nugent-Hopkins with the perfect pass to Mark Scheifele. Canada takes the lead. It won't last. Another 5-on-3, another Finnish goal. The only goal the Finns score even strength proves to be the game winner. Miro Aaltonen plays the role of hero for the home side. 3-2 the final. Canada will need to be much more disciplined. Final exhibition game goes Saturday against Sweden. Well, the Victoria Cougars have been dominating the Vancouver Island Junior Hockey League. They've lost just once in overtime and just once in regulation in 32 games. The Saanich Braves have the distinction of being the only team to beat the Cougars in 60 minutes of play, and they did it in front of the Cougs home crowd at Archie Browning Sports Centre. Tonight, the crosstown rivals will meet again. Well, a video session for the Braves last night at Perks Arena as they prepare to face the top team in the country. I wouldn't call it easing into the Christmas this break, but Coach Brad Cook has the boys off the ice since Monday to work on dryland training and strategy. They'll be well prepared for the Cougars. Victoria leads the season series 3-1, but the Braves have managed 3 points in the last 2 meetings.
We think we're right up there with them. We took them to a shootout last game and won the one before that, so we think we're right up there with them, and the best in the province.
We've only had 1 regulation loss in our last month or so here, and 8-0-2 in our last 10 games. Obviously, we're operating at a high level right now, but things can change quick. It's all about not being complacent, keeping that work ethic up, keeping your posture, keeping that group mentality first, team first mentality, and we've done that so far, and hopefully we can carry that on through into the break and come out as a healthier team after the break and really try and peak when it counts here in February.
What are the chances Sam Johnson will be wearing that sweet Christmas sweater to the rink tonight? It's beautiful. Puck drops at 7 p.m. at the Archie Browning Sports Center. Finally, the Comox Valley's Cam Levin spent the 2012 season running laps around the competition as a member of the Southern Utah University Thunderbirds, and he's received top honors for doing so. Levins has been awarded the Bowerman Award as the NCAA's top male track and field athlete. He swept the NC2A outdoor crowns at the 5,000 and 10,000 meters and finished 11th in the 10,000 meter event at the London 2012 Games. How great is that? He is a graduate from GP Vanier in Comox. So, Island athletes getting it done.
You betcha. All right, my thank you.
You're welcome.